is that like men that are straight like me, we have a hard time with emotions, I think.
Right.
And I find that like a lot of my gay friends, they're more emotional than my girlfriend is. I mean, I don't know, I shouldn't say that, but they're so emotional. And I think
Yeah.
throughout time, they've really helped our society.
Yeah.
Like
I
they
mean,
bridge the gap between
yeah.
man and woman. What do you think about that theory?
I just think seriously that some people are gay,
Yeah,
some people are straight, and some people are bi,
yeah.
and some people are, you know, all different types of stuff now.
How old were you when you found out that you were gay?
I came out when I was 18, right
But
when I got to college.
but did you know what year did you find out? Like how old
Oh,
were you?
probably when I was 12 or 13.
Oh wow, wow, wow. Did you? But you never. Did you ever date a girl before, or never happened like that?
No, not really. I mean, no. I mean, I dated a girl once before I knew that I was gay. But then when
Yeah.
I knew I was gay, it was pretty clear that I was gay. So I kept it secret for 5 years, 5, 6 years.
What about your parents? How did they feel about it?
At first they were upset about it, but they
Yeah.
came around. They came around pretty quickly.
Who was like? Was it your dad or mom? Who was the first person to come around?
They both came around. They do everything as a team, so
Yeah. And
you
how
know.
about your brothers and sisters? How did they? What did they say about it?
They were cool with it. They were cool with it. Yeah.
And like people at school, it must have been hard, dude. Like, is that why you felt like you're ostracized?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just got to college. I was pretty much a loner anyway,
Yeah.
and so what I should have done is just hung out at the LGBT center.
Yeah.
There's an
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
LGBT center on campus, and I didn't really take advantage of that, and I should
Yeah.
have done that, but I didn't. I just kind of kept to myself and smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah.
And then that stuff happened with my acapella group,
Yeah. 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 And then you
and then
transferred. You said you transferred.
so I transferred to Wash U, where it seemed like there were a lot more openly gay people at Wash U.
You should have come to Santa Cruz, dude.
Yeah,
In San Francisco or something.
yeah.
I mean, the pretty much everybody's gay. I mean, like, but what was I gonna say? Do you think artistically, how does it influence your art and like your music and things like that?
I really don't think it does. I mean, like you
Uh,
said, maybe gay people are more emotional in
yeah,
ways, or better at sharing their emotions,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
So, I mean, it comes out in my songwriting, and that's about it.
But what about people like Freddie Mercury? Would you relate to him more than you would like? How what do you think about people like Freddie Mercury or just Freddie
Yeah,
Mercury?
I mean, he was an amazing artist. He was an amazing performer,
Yeah,
singer, artist, songwriter, and Freddie Mercury. I love that Queen movie.
yeah. I didn't see it. I got to see it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's good.
And I think it was incredible. Like, dude, the guy was so fucking talented. Bohemian
Yeah,
Rhapsody. Can you imagine
yeah,
writing that?
yeah,
And I think I thought it was so fascinating about Queen. The most interesting thing about Queen, it's not the most interesting. I thought it was so cool that Brian May was writing this heavy metal shit, and it didn't matter because Freddie Mercury would always write lyrics to it, no matter what.
yeah,
And it was always like, it was just like you go from like the first album is so fucking heavy, it could be heavy metal.
yeah,
And and look at Judas Priest. You know Judas
yeah,
Priest, right?
yeah,
Rob Halford.
yeah,
It took him a long time to come out as gay, but you know that brings me to the point that he actually he got into drugs and he tried to kill himself, and his boyfriend actually did kill himself.
yeah,
And I think there was this law. There's all there. By the way, there was a lawsuit that said that Judas Priest was accused of writing a song that caused these two
yeah,
teenagers to actually kill themselves. Do you know about that?
yeah,
What's your thought about? Well, there's two things. The
yeah.
first thing was that do you think that being gay could cause someone to commit suicide?
There's this old rumor that
Uh-huh.
a lot of gay people are mentally ill and vice versa.
Yeah, and they used
So
to say
I
that.
don't know if that's true or not. I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
it's
it's
true.
like, yeah, I don't know if like it's just because of society,
Yeah,
the pressure that society puts on gay people.
yeah,
I don't think anything about being gay makes you more susceptible to mentally ill, other than the fact
uh-huh,
that society disapproves of it, or used to at least. And when you're constantly getting disapproved of,
yeah,
why that that leaves you more open to mental illness, I think,
yeah.
because you feel more vulnerable and more judged. Um,
What about
so
kids? I see teenagers or uh, kids 13 years old or whatever shooting themselves or something because they're being bullied for, I guess they're gay and they're being bullied. And
yeah,
what can we? What's the solution? Is there a solution that you can think of that would help all these kids out there? Or
I mean, just for society to keep on moving in the direction it's been going, which is more tolerant, more
yeah,
understanding, more educated about these issues. I'm sort of in favor of people being allowed to use the bathroom of their choice, or to
yeah,
use the pronouns that they want.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't think it's reasonable to pick I don't think there should be hundreds of pronouns, but
yeah,
if someone who's used to be he wants to be called she, then
yeah.
that shouldn't be a problem.
What about, okay? So transgender.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I understand. That's basically. Can you explain?
You're basically switching genders. You're switching genders, and you go from either male to female, or female to male, or male to whatever you want,
Would that be?
non-gender
Let me ask you.
non-gender specific.
If is it possible that someone, let's say for example, a girl is lesbian and she likes
Yeah.
girls, right?
Yeah.
I had a situation where I had a friend that she was lesbian, and then one day she decides to become a man. Do, do you think it's like the progression would be like lesbian and then like becoming a man? Is that, would that be a?
Yeah, I've heard of that before. I mean, I think Chaz Bono was, Cher's son.
Yeah.
Cher's used to be daughter, now son.
Oh, okay, okay.
So she was a lesbian, and now he is straight.
And I think that society probably accepts that more
Yeah.
because they don't. It's like it's almost like a way of fitting into society, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's so sad that like I don't know what's happening. Like, are people, they're having these surgeries, right? And
Yeah.
I imagine they're pretty expensive, right?
Yeah.
And how are these people, like, is the government, how do they afford these things?